Good evening, everyone. Let me start by sharing something personal, something that I've learned through experience. The path to success and happiness is not just paved with determination, hard work, or opportunity. It's first built on one essential foundation, self-love. Self-love isn't a cliche. It isn't about vanity, arrogance, or selfishness. It's about recognizing your own worth, your unique place in this world, and embracing the power that comes from accepting yourself. It's about seeing the best in yourself, even when others might not. I can tell you this, the journey to reaching your fullest potential doesn't begin with others. It starts with you. When you take time to love yourself, you make space for your true strength to shine through. You start understanding that you are your own most valuable asset. So let's talk about what self-love looks like in practice. Know your worth. Understanding your worth begins with the recognition that you are not defined by external factors or others' perceptions of you. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from the outside world, whether it's from your family, friends, or colleagues. We live in a society that often tells us that our value is determined by what we achieve, how we look, or how others view us. But the truth is, none of these things are what give you your true worth. Your worth is intrinsic, not contingent on external accomplishments or opinions. The process of knowing your worth is one of deep self-reflection. It requires you to look inward and ask yourself some important questions. What makes me unique? What values do I hold dear? What am I passionate about? When you begin to answer these questions honestly, you start to realize that your value doesn't depend on others. It's defined by your own understanding of who you are. You are worthy simply because you exist. That alone is enough. Too often we compare ourselves to others and measure our worth against theirs. Social media doesn't help. It often exaggerates the lives of others, making us feel like we're falling short. But comparison is a trap. It steals joy and distorts reality. Instead of measuring your worth against someone else's, focus on the person you are becoming. Your journey, your progress, and your unique experiences are what shape you, not someone else's version of success. Knowing your worth also means recognizing your achievements, no matter how big or small. Many of us downplay our accomplishments because we don't think they're enough, or because we're taught to be humble to the point of self-deprecation. But humility doesn't mean ignoring your worth or minimizing your efforts. It means acknowledging the hard work and growth that you've experienced. Recognizing what you've already achieved gives you the confidence to move forward and sets a strong foundation for future success. Your worth isn't static, it evolves as you grow, learn, and develop new skills. This is why knowing your worth isn't a one-time discovery, it's a continual process. As you overcome challenges and experience life, your value expands. When you learn something new, push past your comfort zone, or succeed where you once failed, your self-worth rises. It's a reflection of the person you are becoming, and that person is capable of much more than you might realize. Sometimes people might try to diminish your worth with their words or actions. They may criticize you or attempt to hold you back. But remember, other people's judgments are a reflection of their own fears, insecurities, or misunderstandings. Their inability to see your worth doesn't change the fact that you have it. You are the one who gets to decide your value, and no one else's opinion has the power to alter that unless you allow it to. To truly know your worth, you have to stop seeking permission to be yourself. Society often tells us to conform to certain standards, to fit into boxes that others have created. But your worth lies in breaking free from those constraints and embracing who you are at your core. When you stop seeking approval and start honoring your own truth, you'll feel the immense power that comes from knowing that you don't need to change for anyone but yourself. Finally, knowing your worth means accepting both your strengths and your flaws. No one is perfect, and the imperfections you carry are part of what makes you beautiful and human. Accepting yourself fully, without shame or regret, allows you to step into your power and live authentically. Recognizing your worth isn't about being flawless. It's about embracing every part of yourself and knowing that you are worthy of love, success, and all the wonderful things life has to offer. Own your mistakes. Owning your mistakes is one of the most powerful acts of self-love you can practice. It's easy to deflect blame or hide from responsibility when things go wrong, but doing so only prolongs your growth and prevents you from learning the lessons that your mistakes offer. In truth, we all make mistakes. Every single person, no matter how successful or accomplished they appear, has stumbled and faltered along the way. The difference between those who grow and those who stagnate is not the frequency of mistakes, but how they respond to them. When you own your mistakes, you stop playing the victim. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck for your failures. Instead, you take full accountability for your actions and their outcomes. This doesn't mean you should beat yourself up or dwell in guilt. It means you accept the responsibility for what happened, acknowledge the consequences, and understand what you can do differently next time. This act of ownership is an essential step toward growth, as it creates a foundation of honesty and self-awareness. Owning your mistakes also requires vulnerability. It means being willing to admit when you're wrong, even when it's uncomfortable or difficult. For some, this is hard because it feels like a threat to their self-procedure or pride. Admitting mistakes can feel like admitting weakness, but in reality, it's a demonstration of strength. It takes courage to look at yourself honestly and face the fact that you're not perfect. And it takes even more courage to take steps to make things right. Once you take ownership, the next step is reflection. Mistakes are not failures if we learn from them. A mistake offers a valuable lesson if we're willing to see it. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? How can I apply this lesson to my future decisions? This process of reflection isn't about self-criticism. It's about growth. It's about transforming a setback into a stepping stone toward your better self. The more you reflect and learn, the less likely you are to repeat the same mistakes, which ultimately accelerates your personal and professional development. By owning your mistakes, you give yourself permission to move forward. Holding on to guilt or shame over past errors only weighs you down. You can't change the past, but you can control how you respond to it. When you take responsibility, you stop letting past mistakes define you. You take back control over your story. And in doing so, you free yourself from the shackles of regret and self-doubt. This freedom allows you to step into the future with confidence and resilience. Additionally, owning your mistakes helps you build trust and respect with others. When you admit to making an error, especially in front of colleagues, friends, or loved ones, you show integrity. People appreciate honesty and authenticity far more than perfection. By owning your mistakes openly, you encourage a culture of transparency and vulnerability, where mistakes are not feared but seen as part of the journey. This fosters stronger relationships and creates an environment where people are more willing to take risks, knowing that they will not be punished for their mistakes but supported in learning from them. There's also a level of self-compassion involved in owning your mistakes. Too often we are our own harshest critics. When you make an error, it's easy to spiral into negative self-talk, labeling yourself as incompetent or undeserving. But this only holds you back. Self-love involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would extend to others. Acknowledge the mistake, forgive yourself for it, and move on. This is how you show yourself love, not by pretending you're perfect, but by accepting your imperfections and giving yourself grace. Finally, owning your mistakes is an act of empowerment. It means that you are in charge of your life, and you have the ability to learn and grow from anything that comes your way. Mistakes are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. By taking full ownership, you're not only learning from your past, but you're also actively shaping your future. You demonstrate to yourself that nothing can hold you back. Not your mistakes, not your failures, and certainly not the opinions of others. You become the author of your own narrative, and that is a powerful thing. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is an essential practice in cultivating self-love, as it is a direct reflection of how much you value yourself. Boundaries are not about building walls that isolate you from others. Instead, they are about establishing clear limits that protect your time, energy, and mental well-being. Without boundaries, you can easily become overwhelmed, burnt out, and resentful, especially when you're constantly giving to others without replenishing yourself. Establishing boundaries is a way of honoring your needs and ensuring that you can show up fully for yourself and those you care about. One of the most important aspects of setting boundaries is learning to say no. Saying no doesn't mean you are being rude or unkind. It simply means that you are prioritizing your own well-being. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others or letting them down. However, constantly saying yes, even when you're stretched thin, only leads to resentment and exhaustion. When you say no to something that doesn't align with your values or energy, you're actually saying yes to your own health and happiness. Saying no is an act of self-respect, and it's essential for maintaining your balance in a world that often demands more than you can give. Setting boundaries also means defining what kind of behavior is acceptable around you. This is about protecting your emotional space. If someone continuously disrespects you or oversteps their limits, it's important to communicate what is and isn't acceptable. You're not responsible for how others respond to your boundaries, but you are responsible for maintaining them. Don't be afraid to have tough conversations when necessary. You may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to asserting yourself. But setting clear boundaries prevents future frustrations and ensures that your relationships are built on mutual respect. Your boundaries also help you prioritize your time effectively. In our fast-paced, always connected world, it's easy to become overwhelmed with obligations and expectations. By setting clear boundaries around how much time you're willing to devote to work, social activities, and even family responsibilities, you can protect your energy and avoid overcommitting yourself. Time is one of your most valuable resources, and without boundaries, it can slip away quickly. When you set time limits on your activities, you create space for the things that truly matter to you, whether that's self-care, hobbies, or just time to rest. Another key aspect of setting boundaries is recognizing your emotional needs. It's important to identify what situations, people, or environments drain your energy and set limits around them. You don't have to engage in every conversation or attend every event. If something feels emotionally taxing or uncomfortable, give yourself permission to step away. Self-love involves honoring your own emotional health, and this means acknowledging when you need a break or when something is too much to handle. By setting emotional boundaries, you're teaching yourself to respect your limits and your feelings. But setting boundaries isn't just about protecting yourself from negative influences. It's also about nurturing positive relationships. Boundaries create a space where trust, understanding, and mutual respect can flourish. When you're clear about what you need and what you expect from others, you create a foundation where people know how to support you. Healthy boundaries don't just keep out toxicity, they invite respect, honesty, and genuine connection. When you communicate your limits, you allow others to show up for you in a way that honors your needs. It's also important to remember that boundaries can evolve. As you grow and change, so too will your boundaries. What worked for you in one season of life might not be as effective in another. For example, if you're going through a major transition, you might need to adjust your boundaries to accommodate the extra emotional or mental load. Similarly, if you find yourself becoming overwhelmed with work or personal obligations, it's a sign that it's time to reevaluate and reestablish your limits. Your boundaries should reflect who you are in the present, not who you were yesterday. Setting boundaries doesn't mean that you're rejecting people or closing yourself off from the world. On the contrary, it allows you to show up as your best self, with more energy, focus, and clarity. It's about recognizing that you can't give to others if you're running on empty. When you prioritize yourself and set healthy boundaries, you actually become a better friend, partner, and colleague, because you're operating from a place of balance rather than depletion. You teach others how to respect you, and in turn, you respect your own needs and limits. Ultimately, setting boundaries is an empowering act of self-love. It shows that you value your time, energy, and well-being enough to protect them. When you establish and honor your boundaries, you are setting the tone for how you want to be treated and creating the space you need to live a life that is fulfilling, balanced, and authentic. It may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. The more you practice setting boundaries, the more you'll realize just how much you deserve to be treated with care and respect. Believing in your potential is one of the most transformative steps you can take toward achieving success and fulfillment in life. It's about recognizing that within you lies an immense capacity for growth, learning, and achievement. The moment you truly believe in your potential, you unlock doors to possibilities you may have once thought were out of reach. Your potential is limitless. It's only waiting for you to step up, embrace it, and pursue your dreams with confidence and determination. So often, we limit ourselves because we're conditioned to think small, or we listen to the doubts and fears of others. We grow up hearing stories of limitations, struggles, and impossibilities, which can instill a sense of inadequacy. But the truth is, none of these external voices determine who you are or what you can accomplish. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. When you choose to believe in your potential, you choose to disregard the limitations imposed by others and embrace the boundless possibilities within you. Believing in your potential requires shifting your mindset. It's about seeing opportunities rather than obstacles. When you look at a challenge, do you see it as something that can defeat you or as an opportunity to rise above and grow? People who believe in their potential understand that setbacks and failures are simply stepping stones on the path to success. Each time they fall, they get back up, learn from their experiences, and move forward stronger than before. The key is resilience, knowing that your potential is greater than any temporary defeat. Part of believing in your potential is understanding that growth takes time. No one becomes great overnight, whether it's learning a new skill, building a business, or improving your health. Progress is a journey. There will be days when it feels like you're not moving fast enough, or when success seems distant. But when you truly believe in your potential, you're not focused solely on the destination, you're invested in the process. Every small step forward is a victory, and with each step, your confidence and belief in yourself will grow. Another crucial aspect of believing in your potential is cultivating self-compassion. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism when things don't go as planned. But believing in your potential doesn't mean being perfect. It means accepting that mistakes are part of the journey. Instead of beating yourself up, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that growth is a process, and every mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve. When you show yourself compassion, you empower yourself to keep going, even when things get tough. Belief in your potential is also about taking action. It's one thing to say, I believe in myself, but it's another to back that belief up with effort and commitment. Action is the bridge between potential and results. When you take consistent action toward your goals, you demonstrate your trust in your own abilities. You start to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving what you set your mind to. And with each action you take, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that your potential is real and worth pursuing. Sometimes it's important to surround yourself with people who believe in your potential too. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or hold you back. Seek out relationships that encourage and support your growth. Being around individuals who see the best in you, who challenge you to be better, and who celebrate your victories helps to amplify your own belief in your potential. Positive, supportive relationships create an environment where your potential can thrive, where you feel empowered to take risks and go after your dreams. Believing in your potential also means stepping outside your comfort zone. It's about trusting that you are capable of more than you realize. Most growth happens when we push beyond what we think is possible. Whether it's public speaking, pursuing a new career, or taking on a new challenge, stepping outside your comfort zone allows you to tap into strengths and abilities you didn't know you had. Every time you stretch beyond what feels easy, you expand your potential and prove to yourself that you're capable of even more than you once thought. At the core of believing in your potential is understanding that you are worthy of success, happiness, and all that you desire. Often, we hold ourselves back because we don't think we deserve good things. But the truth is, your potential is not something that needs to be earned or proved to anyone. You are worthy of greatness simply by being you. Your unique talents, experiences, and perspectives are valuable and have a place in this world. Believing in your potential means accepting that you are enough, just as you are, and that the world has a space for you to thrive. The journey of believing in your potential is ongoing. It's not something that happens once and is done. It's a practice, something you continue to nurture every day. The more you believe in yourself, the more you'll see opportunities unfold, and the more you realize that your potential has no end. It's up to you to decide how far you want to go, how high you want to climb, and how deeply you want to believe in yourself. The power to create the life you want is within you, and that power is fueled by the belief that your potential is limitless. Take care of your mind and body. Take care of your mind and body is a foundational element of self-love and an investment in your overall well-being. Your mind and body are the vessels through which you experience life, and maintaining them is crucial not only for surviving, but for thriving. Just like a car needs regular maintenance to run smoothly, your body and mind require consistent care to function at their best. Without this care, you may find yourself struggling to keep up with the demands of daily life, feeling drained or overwhelmed. But when you prioritize your health, both physical and mental, you set yourself up for a future of vitality, strength, and resilience. Physical care begins with listening to your body. It's easy to ignore the subtle signs that something is off, whether it's fatigue, pain, or stress, but your body speaks to you constantly, and when you take the time to tune in and pay attention, you can catch problems before they become larger issues. Make it a habit to check in with yourself regularly. Are you getting enough rest? Are you feeling pain or discomfort that needs attention? Are you eating foods that fuel your body or deplete it? When you listen to your body and give it the attention it needs, you prevent burnout and improve your overall quality of life. Exercise is one of the most important ways to take care of your body. Physical activity doesn't just benefit your muscles and bones, it also has a profound impact on your mental health. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Regular physical activity can reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, improve sleep quality, and increase energy levels. Yeah, you don't have to be a fitness enthusiast to experience these benefits. Even a short walk or a few minutes of stretching each day can make a significant difference in your overall well-being. The key is consistency. Finding activities that you enjoy and committing to them regularly. Rest and recovery are just as important as exercise. In a world that constantly pushes us to be productive, it can feel like taking a break is a luxury. But the truth is, rest is a necessity. Your body needs time to repair and recharge. When you don't give yourself adequate rest, your body becomes run down and your mind starts to lose focus. Prioritize sleep by setting a consistent sleep schedule, creating a calming bedtime routine, and making sure your sleep environment is conducive to deep rest. Taking time to relax and unplug from the stresses of daily life is just as important as any physical activity you do. Your diet plays a crucial role in your physical health. What you eat directly impacts your energy levels, immune system, and emotional state. A well-balanced diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides your body with the nutrients it needs to function optimally. On the other hand, a diet filled with processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can lead to sluggishness, mood swings, and long-term health problems. It's not about being perfect or rigid with your food choices, but rather about cultivating a mindset of nourishment. Fuel your body with foods that give you energy, help you think clearly, and support your long-term health. While taking care of your body is essential, caring for your mind is just as critical. Your mental health is the foundation for everything else in your life. If your mind is constantly overwhelmed with stress, negative thoughts, or anxiety, it becomes much harder to show up for yourself and others in a positive way. One of the first steps in caring for your mind is practicing mindfulness. This means being present in the moment, free from distractions or judgments. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply being aware of your thoughts and feelings, mindfulness helps to calm the mind and increase clarity. It allows you to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them and provides the space needed to reset and refocus. Managing stress is another vital aspect of mental self-care. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but how you manage it can make all the difference. Whether it's through yoga, journaling, creative hobbies, or spending time in nature, find ways to relieve stress that work for you. It's also important to set limits and practice saying no, especially when you're stretched too thin. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Taking care of your mental health means recognizing when you need to take a step back. recharge, and say no to things that drain you. Mental health also involves nurturing your emotional well-being. Acknowledge your emotions without judgment and allow yourself to feel whatever arises. Emotions are messengers. They guide you toward what matters most to you and signal when something is out of alignment. Don't suppress your feelings. Instead, express them in healthy ways. Talk to a friend, write in a journal, or channel your emotions into a creative activity. Being in tune with your emotions and learning to process them in a constructive way is an essential part of taking care of your mind. Lastly, remember that your mental and physical health are deeply interconnected. When you take care of your body, your mind tends to follow suit. And when you prioritize your mental well-being, your body becomes stronger. It's a cycle of care that reinforces itself. When you make the decision to care for both your mind and body, you give yourself the tools you need to handle life's challenges. Pursue your passions and build a life that's not just about surviving, but about thriving. Both your mind and body deserve your attention, your love, and your respect. By honoring them, you're setting yourself up for a more fulfilling and vibrant life. Embracing imperfection. Embracing imperfection is one of the most liberating and essential aspects of self-love. In a world that often glorifies perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we must always be flawless in order to be valued or successful. We see images of perfection everywhere, from social media to advertising, which can make us feel like we're falling short if we don't measure up. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion, something that doesn't exist in the real world. Embracing imperfection means accepting that flaws and mistakes are a natural part of being human, and that they don't diminish your worth in any way. In fact, they make you who you are. When we strive for perfection, we often set ourselves up for disappointment, because no matter how hard we try, we can never fully achieve it. Perfection is unattainable, and constantly chasing it leads to feelings of frustration and inadequacy. But when you let go of the need to be perfect, you free yourself from those unrealistic standards. You give yourself permission to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to learn and grow from those experiences. Imperfection becomes a pathway to self-acceptance and self-love because it allows you to be authentically you without the pressure of pretending to be something you're not. Embracing imperfection also means accepting that your journey will never be a straight line. Life is full of twists and turns, setbacks and challenges. There will be times when things don't go as planned, and there will be moments when you feel like you've failed. But these moments don't define you, they are simply part of your story. When you embrace imperfection, you acknowledge that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of it. Each mistake or misstep teaches you something valuable, and each imperfect moment is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Imperfection is also a reminder that growth comes with time and effort. We often expect ourselves to be perfect right out of the gate, but the reality is that we are always evolving. Skills take practice, habits take time, and understanding takes experience. When you accept that imperfection is part of the process, you allow yourself to evolve at your own pace. You stop comparing yourself to others who may appear to be ahead of you, and instead, you focus on your own growth and development. Your progress may not look perfect, but it's still progress, and that's what truly matters. Another important aspect of embracing imperfection is letting go of the fear of judgment. Many of us avoid showing our true selves or taking risks because we fear what others might think. But when you embrace your imperfections, you stop seeking approval from others. You begin to live for yourself, not for the validation of others. This shift in mindset allows you to step into your power and express yourself authentically. People are drawn to authenticity, not to perfection. When you embrace your imperfections, you create space for real, meaningful connections that are based on who you truly are, rather than an idealized version of yourself. It's also important to recognize that embracing imperfection is not about lowering your standards or excusing poor behavior. Rather, it's about accepting that mistakes, failures, and setbacks don't diminish your worth as a person. You can strive to improve and become the best version of yourself without needing to be perfect. In fact, it's often our imperfections that make us unique, relatable, and human. They allow us to connect with others on a deeper level because everyone has struggles and flaws. When you embrace your own imperfections, you also allow others to embrace theirs, creating a more compassionate and understanding world. When you embrace imperfection, you also embrace the beauty of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is a source of strength. It takes courage to show your true self, flaws and all. But when you do, you allow others to see the real you, and that's where true connection happens. By embracing your imperfections, you show the world that you are comfortable with who you are and that you don't need to hide behind a facade of perfection. This openness invites others to do the same, creating an environment where vulnerability is valued and where growth and healing can take place. In addition, embracing imperfection helps you develop resilience. Life is unpredictable, and it's inevitable that you will face challenges, disappointments, and moments of doubt. But when you embrace imperfection, you understand that these setbacks are not the end. They're simply part of the journey. Every time you stumble and get back up, you strengthen your resilience. You learn how to cope with adversity, how to adapt, and how to keep moving forward. Imperfection teaches you that it's not about avoiding failure, but about how you handle it and grow from it. Ultimately, embracing imperfection is an act of radical self-acceptance. It's about acknowledging that you are enough, just as you are. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love, respect, and success. Your flaws, your mistakes, your struggles, these are all part of what makes you human, and they don't take away from your inherent value. When you embrace imperfection, you give yourself the freedom to be yourself, flaws and all. And in doing so, you open yourself up to a life of growth, authenticity, and self-love. Celebrate your progress. Celebrating your progress is a powerful practice in nurturing self-love and staying motivated on your journey toward personal growth. Too often we focus on what's left to be done, the goals that haven't been achieved yet, or the mistakes we've made along the way. This constant striving for the next thing can create a sense of never being enough, leading to burnout and frustration. However, celebrating your progress allows you to shift your focus from what you haven't done to all that you have accomplished. It reminds you that growth is a journey, and every step forward, no matter how small, deserves acknowledgement. One of the reasons why celebrating your progress is so important is that it builds confidence and reinforces positive behavior. Every time you take a moment to acknowledge your achievements, you send a message to yourself that your efforts matter. This recognition helps create a positive feedback loop where your accomplishments inspire you to keep going. It also cultivates a mindset of gratitude and self-appreciation, which leads to a greater sense of self-worth. When you celebrate, you're affirming to yourself that you are capable and deserving of success. Celebrating progress is also a way of staying connected to your why, the reasons you set out on your journey in the first place. Often, as we get deeper into a process or project, we become so focused on the end result that we forget why we started. Celebrating your progress helps you reconnect with your purpose and reminds you of how far you've come. It keeps you grounded in your values and ensures that your progress isn't just about achieving an external goal, but also about aligning with your deeper intentions. This connection to your why can help sustain you through the challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise along the way. Moreover, celebrating progress helps to combat perfectionism. Many of us hold ourselves to unrealistically high standards, expecting flawless outcomes and constant, uninterrupted progress. But this kind of mindset sets us up for disappointment and discouragement. The truth is, progress is often messy, uneven, and imperfect, and that's okay. By celebrating each step, you acknowledge that imperfection is part of the process, and you give yourself permission to be proud of the effort you've put in, even if the final outcome hasn't yet been achieved. You're learning, growing, and evolving every day, and that deserves recognition. There are many ways to celebrate your progress, and it's important to find what feels authentic and meaningful to you. Sometimes celebrating progress can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on what you've achieved, whether it's journaling about your wins or pausing to savor a small victory. It could also mean sharing your achievements with a friend or family member, receiving their support and encouragement. Others might prefer treating themselves to something special, like a favorite meal, a relaxing bath, or fun activity after completing a milestone. Whatever form your celebration takes, it's about honoring your efforts. and acknowledging that your hard work matters. Celebrating progress also creates momentum. When you take the time to recognize your wins, it gives you the energy and enthusiasm to keep moving forward. Each time you celebrate, you remind yourself that progress is possible and that the work you're doing is moving you closer to your goals. This sense of forward motion can reignite your passion and excitement, especially when things feel stagnant or overwhelming. Rather than getting discouraged by the distance between where you are and where you want to be, celebrating progress helps you stay energized and motivated to continue on the path. In addition to boosting motivation, celebrating progress enhances your emotional well-being. Life can often feel like a race, with one task or responsibility after another piling up. When you focus only on what you haven't done or what's left to accomplish, it's easy to feel drained, stressed, or overwhelmed. But by taking the time to celebrate your progress, you disrupt that cycle of stress and create space for joy. You get to savor the satisfaction that comes from knowing you're moving forward, even if it's at a slower pace than you'd like. This practice of celebration helps you balance the hard work with moments of joy, creating a healthier, more sustainable approach to achieving your goals. Celebrating progress is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding a way to recognize the value of your journey even when things aren't going according to plan. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way. But when you celebrate, you choose to focus on the positive, on the growth that's happening, even when it feels slow or hidden. This shift in perspective allows you to approach your challenges with more resilience, knowing that each small victory is a sign of progress toward the larger picture. Lastly, celebrating your progress fosters a mindset of self-compassion. It's easy to fall into the trap of harsh self-criticism, especially when we're not seeing the results we hope for. But when you celebrate your progress, you treat yourself with kindness and acknowledgement. You recognize that you are doing your best and that your efforts, no matter how imperfect, are worthy of praise. This self-compassion allows you to maintain a positive relationship with yourself throughout your journey, helping you to stay motivated and focused, even when things don't go as planned. Ultimately, celebrating your progress is a key practice in maintaining momentum, self-love, and joy along your journey. It helps you build confidence, cultivate gratitude, and stay connected to your purpose. By regularly taking the time to reflect on how far you've come, you remind yourself that success isn't just about the end goal, but about the steps you take every day to get there. Celebrate the process, honor your efforts, and keep moving forward with the knowledge that you are making progress, no matter how small it may seem. Forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself is one of the most profound acts of self-love you can practice. It is a form of healing that allows you to release the emotional burden of past mistakes, regrets, or failures. Often we carry the weight of our errors for far too long, replaying them in our minds and allowing them to shape our sense of self-worth. The truth is, holding on to guilt, shame, or resentment toward ourselves only hinders our growth and prevents us from fully embracing who we are. When you forgive yourself, you give yourself the opportunity to move forward, learn from your experiences, and embrace your imperfections with grace and compassion. The first step in forgiving yourself is acknowledging the mistake or wrong you feel you've committed. Denial or avoidance only prolongs the healing process. When you face the situation head-on, you allow yourself to feel the emotions that arise, whether it's sadness, guilt, disappointment, or anger. These feelings are valid, and by acknowledging them, you begin to process and release them. Self-forgiveness doesn't mean minimizing your actions or pretending they didn't happen. It's about accepting responsibility, understanding the consequences, and allowing yourself to learn and grow from the experience. One of the reasons self-forgiveness is so difficult is that we often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards. We expect perfection, and when we fall short, we believe we are unworthy of love or success. This kind of perfectionism leads to an inner narrative of self-criticism and self-doubt, which can be deeply damaging. Forgiving yourself means letting go of the need to be perfect. It means acknowledging that mistakes are a natural part of being human and that you are deserving of compassion, even when you fall short. Perfection is not the goal. Growth, understanding, and healing are. Another key to self-forgiveness is learning to shift your perspective. Rather than seeing your mistakes as defining moments that label you as a failure, try to view them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Every mistake offers valuable lessons, and when you choose to learn from them, you transform your experience into something empowering. Forgiveness allows you to reframe your past actions as stepping stones on your journey rather than as permanent marks on your character. By forgiving yourself, you give yourself the permission to evolve and become a better version of yourself. It's also important to remember that forgiveness is not an instant process. It can take time to truly let go of the negative emotions associated with your mistakes. Just because you say the words, "I forgive myself," doesn't mean the pain or guilt will vanish immediately. Healing requires patience, and it's okay to take your time. Be gentle with yourself during this process. Allow yourself the grace to feel, reflect, and gradually release the weight of the past. The act of self-forgiveness is an ongoing journey, one that requires consistent practice and self-compassion. Sometimes, part of the challenge of forgiving yourself is confronting the shame or judgment that others may place on you. We are often conditioned to believe that we must meet the expectations of others in order to be worthy of forgiveness. But true self-forgiveness comes from within. It is not contingent on the approval of others or their perceptions of your actions. You must give yourself the space to be human and to acknowledge that you deserve love and forgiveness regardless of the opinions or judgments of those around you. Your relationship with yourself is the most important one, and it is up to you to cultivate it with kindness, compassion, and acceptance. Self-forgiveness is also closely tied to self-worth. Often we struggle to forgive ourselves because we believe we don't deserve forgiveness. We think that our mistakes are so severe or damaging that we are somehow less worthy of love, happiness, or success. But the truth is, no mistake or failure can diminish your intrinsic worth as a person. You are worthy of love, respect, and happiness no matter what has happened in your past. Forgiving yourself means recognizing your inherent value, embracing your flaws, and giving yourself permission to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. It's helpful to practice self-compassion as you work through self-forgiveness. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend or loved one who is struggling. When you make a mistake, instead of harshly criticizing yourself, speak to yourself with compassion. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that you are doing your best. Self-compassion helps to create an environment where forgiveness can flourish and where you can begin to heal from the emotional wounds of the past. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean that you forget what happened or that you won't continue to take responsibility for your actions. It means that you release the negative emotions associated with your mistakes and free yourself from the mental and emotional burden of guilt. It's about finding peace with who you are, with the choices you've made, and with the lessons you've learned. When you forgive yourself, you are telling yourself that you are worthy of a fresh start and that you are ready to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Ultimately, self-forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. It frees you from the past and allows you to embrace the present with an open heart. It gives you the chance to rebuild your self-esteem and cultivate a healthier relationship with yourself. When you forgive yourself, you stop being bound by the weight of past mistakes and open yourself to new possibilities, new growth, and new opportunities. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, one that nurtures healing, self-acceptance, and the ability to move forward with love and hope. Find your passion. Finding your passion is one of the most fulfilling and transformative pursuits you can undertake. Passion is the driving force that propels you forward, fills you with energy, and aligns you with your true purpose. It's that spark that makes you feel alive, inspired, and excited about what lies ahead. However, many people struggle to identify their passions, often feeling lost or disconnected from their deeper desires. Finding your passion is a journey, not a destination, and it requires a combination of self-exploration, patience, and openness to new experiences. The first step in finding your passion is to spend time getting to know yourself. Many of us get caught up in the expectations of others or in the hustle of life and forget to tune into what truly lights us up. Take a step back and ask yourself what makes you feel energized, fulfilled, and excited. What activities or experiences bring you joy, even when no one is watching? What subjects, hobbies, or causes capture your attention and spark curiosity? Reflect on the times when you felt truly alive, those moments when time seemed to stand still because you were fully immersed in something you loved. These moments hold the key to discovering your passions. Another way to uncover your passion is by exploring new interests and stepping outside your comfort zone. Sometimes we get stuck in routines and patterns that limit our view of what's possible. Trying new things, whether it's taking a class, traveling, volunteering, or simply engaging in different activities, can open doors to unexpected passions. You may stumble upon something that resonates with you deeply, something you never imagined you would enjoy. Exploration allows you to discover talents, interests, and desires that were previously hidden or dormant. Don't be afraid to try new things and embrace the uncertainty that comes with it. The more you expose yourself to new experiences, the more you'll learn about what truly excites you. It's also helpful to look at your values when trying to find your passion. What do you care deeply about? What causes or issues do you feel strongly about? Your passion is often closely connected to your values, as the things that matter most to you are likely the things that will ignite your enthusiasm. For example, if you're passionate about helping others, you might find that a career in healthcare, education, or social work brings you a sense of fulfillment. If you value creativity and self-expression, you might find joy in art, writing, or music. Understanding your core values can give you clarity on where to focus your energy and which paths to explore. Don't forget to consider your strengths when searching for your passion. We often overlook our natural talents because they come so easily to us. But these strengths can be a major clue in identifying what you're truly passionate about. Take time to reflect on the activities or tasks that you excel at, the ones that come effortlessly or that you feel confident doing. Often, our passions align with our strengths because they tap into what we do best. If you're great at problem solving, for example, you might find fulfillment in a field like engineering, design, or business. If you have a gift for communication, you might feel drawn to writing, teaching, or public speaking. Recognizing and embracing your strengths helps you align with the things that feel most natural and fulfilling to you. It's important to understand that passion doesn't always come in a dramatic or life-altering way. Sometimes discovering what you love is a subtle process, one that unfolds over time. You may not have a sudden epiphany or clear aha moment, and that's okay. Passion often develops through gradual exploration and experimentation. You may find that your passion evolves over time, or that it changes as you grow and learn more about yourself. Be patient with yourself and trust that as long as you keep exploring and reflecting, your passion will emerge in its own time. Trust the process and embrace the journey, even if it doesn't happen as quickly as you'd like. Another key component of finding your passion is to listen to your intuition. Sometimes we ignore our inner voice because we're afraid of making the wrong choice or following an unconventional path. But your intuition often knows exactly what you need and where your heart is calling you. Pay attention to your gut feelings and the inner nudges that arise when you think about different activities or pursuits. If something excites you, even if it seems risky or uncertain, that could be a sign that it's worth exploring further. Intuition acts as a guide, pointing you toward the things that align with your authentic self. Finding your passion also requires a willingness to let go of fear and self-doubt. Many of us avoid pursuing what we love because we're afraid of failure, judgment, or not being good enough. But fear can keep you stuck in a cycle of indecision and missed opportunities. To truly find your passion, you need to be willing to step into the unknown and take risks. Understand that failure is not the end of the road. It's simply a stepping stone on the path to growth. When you let go of fear, you create the space to explore your passions with an open heart, knowing that the journey itself is valuable no matter what the outcome is. As you continue on your journey to finding your passion, remember that it's not about perfection. Passion isn't about achieving a specific outcome or fulfilling an idealized version of success. It's about doing something that feels true to who you are, regardless of external validation or expectations. When you find something that excites you, something that makes you feel alive, that's your passion. And it's a beautiful thing when you can live your life in alignment with it. Ultimately, finding your passion is about self-discovery and embracing what makes you. It's about stepping into your authentic self, connecting with your deepest desires, and allowing yourself to fully experience the joy and fulfillment that comes with pursuing what you love. Finding your passion is a journey, one that requires patience, curiosity, and courage, but the rewards are worth it. When you find something that lights you up, you not only create a life that feels meaningful, but you also inspire others to do the same. Surround yourself with positivity. Surrounding yourself with positivity is one of the most impactful ways to enhance your life, foster growth, and nurture self-love. The people, environments, and influences you engage with have a significant effect on your mindset, emotions, and overall well-being. By consciously choosing to surround yourself with positivity, you create an atmosphere that supports your personal growth and strengthens your sense of self-worth. Positive energy is contagious, and when you immerse yourself in it, you'll find that it's easier to maintain an optimistic outlook, tackle challenges, and stay motivated on your journey. The first step in surrounding yourself with positivity is to evaluate the people in your life. The relationships you nurture can either uplift you or drain you. So it's important to surround yourself with people who inspire, encourage, and support you. These are the individuals who believe in your potential, offer constructive feedback, and celebrate your successes. Positive relationships create a safe space where you feel valued and appreciated. They help you grow and push you to be the best version of yourself. Conversely, toxic relationships, those that are marked by criticism, negativity, or manipulation, can stifle your confidence and hinder your progress. Choosing to distance yourself from negative influences or setting boundaries within those relationships is essential to protecting your peace and mental well-being. In addition to people, your physical environment plays a significant role in fostering positivity. The spaces you occupy, whether at home, work, or in your community, should reflect the energy you want to cultivate in your life. A cluttered, chaotic environment can lead to stress, distraction, and feelings of overwhelm. On the other hand, an organized and aesthetically pleased environment can promote clarity, creativity, and a sense of calm. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy and inspiration, such as plants, artwork, or meaningful objects that remind you of your values and goals. A positive environment not only enhances your mood, but also supports your ability to focus, think clearly, and feel at ease. The media and information you consume also play a powerful role in shaping your mindset. In today's digital age, it's easy to be bombarded with negativity from news outlets, social media, and other sources. While staying informed is important, it's equally crucial to be mindful of how much negative content you consume and how it impacts your mental health. Consider curating the content you engage with by following accounts, reading books, and watching shows that inspire, educate, and uplift you. Surrounding yourself with positive messages, whether it's through motivational quotes, uplifting podcasts, or empowering stories, can help shift your perspective and keep you focused on what truly matters. If you find that certain media or social media accounts drain your energy, take a break or unfollow them in favor of sources that align with your goals and values. Another essential aspect of surrounding yourself with positivity is nurturing a positive inner dialogue. The way you talk to yourself has a profound impact on how you feel and the actions you take. Negative self-talk, such as self-criticism, doubt, or pessimism, can hold you back from pursuing your goals and diminish your confidence. On the other hand, a positive inner dialogue reinforces self-love, encourages growth, and helps you stay resilient in the face of challenges. Start by replacing negative thoughts with affirmations or empowering statements. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," try telling yourself, "I am capable and I can figure this out." Over time, this shift in mindset will help you approach challenges with a more positive and proactive attitude, which will ultimately lead to greater success and fulfillment. Gratitude is another powerful tool for surrounding yourself with positivity. When you focus on the things you're grateful for, You shift your attention away from what you lack or what's going wrong, and instead focus on the abundance in your life. Practicing gratitude helps you cultivate a mindset of appreciation and contentment, which fosters positive energy. Take time each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for, whether it's your health, your relationships, your accomplishments, or the simple joys of life. Keeping a gratitude journal can be an effective way to remind yourself of the positives in your life, even on challenging days. By practicing gratitude regularly, you begin to notice the beauty and goodness around you, and your overall outlook on life becomes more positive and hopeful. You can also cultivate positivity by engaging in activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Self-care plays an integral role in maintaining a positive mindset and healthy outlook on life. Whether it's exercising, meditating, journaling, or spending time in nature, taking care of your physical and emotional needs helps you stay grounded and energized. Regularly engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment replenishes your energy and reinforces a sense of balance in your life. By prioritizing self-care, you're not only enhancing your well-being, but also creating a foundation of positivity that supports every area of your life. One of the most effective ways to surround yourself with positivity is by practicing kindness and positivity toward others. The energy you put out into the world often comes back to you in unexpected ways. When you engage with others in a positive, supportive, and compassionate manner, you create a ripple effect of positivity that extends beyond your own life. Acts of kindness, whether big or small, can brighten someone else's day and in turn uplift your own spirits. When you offer encouragement, empathy, or a simple smile, you contribute to a culture of positivity that benefits not only you, but also the people around you. Surrounding yourself with positivity also means embracing an optimistic mindset, even when faced with challenges. Life will inevitably present difficulties, and it's natural to experience moments of doubt, frustration, or disappointment. However, choosing to focus on the potential for growth, learning, and opportunity, even in tough situations, can help you maintain a sense of hope and resilience. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It means approaching obstacles with the belief that you have the strength and resources to overcome them. An optimistic mindset empowers you to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with positivity is about creating an environment, internally and externally, that supports your growth, well-being, and happiness. It's about consciously choosing to engage with people, places, and practices that uplift and inspire you, while letting go of the negative influences that drain your energy. By surrounding yourself with positivity, you create a foundation of self-love and resilience that will carry you through life's challenges and help you thrive. Positivity doesn't just happen. It's something you cultivate through your choices, mindset, and actions. The more positive energy you surround yourself with, the more it will flow into every aspect of your life. In closing, surrounding yourself with positivity is not a one-time decision. It's a continuous practice, a conscious effort to nurture your environment, your mindset, and your relationships. It's about creating the space for growth, joy, and self-love to flourish. By choosing to embrace positivity in all its forms, you align yourself with the energy that supports your highest potential. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality by the people you interact with, the thoughts you entertain, and the actions you take. When you choose to surround yourself with positivity, you are investing in a life of fulfillment, resilience, and endless possibilities. So, go forward with the intention to create a life that uplifts you, inspires you, and brings out the best version of who you are. Your journey toward a more positive and empowered life starts with the choices you make today.